Hi everybody, this is Miss Madeline and today I'm at the Grout Garden. Today's lesson is about plants and specifically the part of the plant that we don't often get to see because it grows underground. What part of the plant grows underground? That's right, the roots. Our lesson is all about roots today, especially tree roots, because they are amazing. Not only do they help the tree grow and stay healthy, they can even help the trees communicate with each other. Magic. Then we are going to use our feet and a little bit of math to figure out and visualize how large those root systems really are underground. Before we get started on our lesson, I wanted to share with you our ASL sign of the day, which is the sign for plant. So to sign plant, you make a little half circle with your hand, and using the other hand, you'll make a little plant that pops up and grows. Just so happens that this is also the sign for grow. Pretty cool, huh? Plant, grow. Why don't you try it? So to start us out, we are going to review the 6 parts of a plant with the help of some of our plants growing in the garden. So let's start with that part underground, the roots. How do the roots help the plant? They help stabilize the plant so it can stay upright, and they collect water and nutrients from the soil to help the plant grow. Tree roots have to be extra big and strong underground so they can hold up the weight of an entire tree. Next, we've got the stem, which helps transport all of that water and those nutrients from the roots to the rest of the plant, and it helps keep the whole plant upright. What's the stem on a tree called? Yeah, the trunk. The leaves on plants have the special job of making food through photosynthesis. They turn the sunlight and air into sugar for the rest of the plant. Trees' leaves do the exact same thing. Next, we have flowers. Flowers are pretty, but that's not all they're good for. They help attract pollinators like bees and hummingbirds that come and transport pollen from flower to flower. That allows them to get pollinated so they can create a fruit and eventually seeds. A fruit is like a suitcase for the seeds that will protect them until they are ready to go in the ground themselves. And then, of course, the seeds create a whole new plant so that the plant can start its life cycle over again. Okay, now that we've gone through the 6 parts of the plant, let's focus back in on the roots. We're focusing on tree roots today because they do some pretty amazing things. Tree roots are responsible for holding the tree in place, collecting those water and nutrients like we talked about, but they also can do some pretty magical things with their friends, the fungi, specifically mycorrhizal fungi. Those are fungi who use their mycelium, that white stringy stuff that's underground, to connect to the tree roots and help the tree by gathering minerals from the soil and giving it to the tree. But the tree doesn't just take, it gives back to the fungus some of its sugars that it creates through photosynthesis. So this is a partnership that helps the tree get more minerals. And not only that, but this network of fungus that connects tree roots can help the trees pass nutrients from one tree to another one. So they can help a tree get better when it's sick, or a mommy tree can help its babies grow stronger. They even use this network to pass messages back and forth. They can alert their neighbor trees if they're being attacked by a bug or something else is going on. Scientists call this the wood wide web. Pretty good, huh? This is a pretty amazing concept, and it's all happening below the surface of the soil where we can't see it. So let's take a moment to sit quietly and just try to visualize all that stuff going on below ground. So maybe take a breath and close your eyes and just picture a forest. Now picture below the ground all of the roots that are stretching out way far away from the tree and way down deep in the ground. Imagine all those roots connecting to one another and connecting through that mycelium from that fungi. Imagine the whole forest connected through this network underground like a huge web of life. It's not just individual trees. They're all connected to each other. It's pretty cool to think about. I'm picturing like a spider's web. All these little individual pieces connected to each other. Now take one last deep breath. Open your eyes if they were closed. And we're gonna go check out a real live tree to see if we can figure out how far those roots reach out underground. Some tree root systems can spread up to a mile underground. And oftentimes, like I mentioned earlier, they can connect with other tree roots. So our activity for today is to figure out how far a particular tree's roots spread underground so we can picture it even though we can't see them. I'll show you how to do it on one of our trees here at Grout, and then you can try it yourself on a tree that lives near you. So the first step is to look at the part of the tree that we can see, which includes the trunk and the canopy. The top part of the tree with all of the branches and leaves is called the canopy. The root system below ground is usually 4 to 7 times the width of the canopy. Imagine that. As much tree as you see above ground, there is 4 to 7 times as much tree below ground in the form of roots. So we can use some simple multiplication to figure out how big the root system is based on how big the canopy is. Let's check out the tree that we're going to use as an example. Here is our big, tall Douglas fir tree here at Grout. And the first thing we need to do is figure out how wide this tree's canopy is. And we'll measure it with footsteps. So starting with my back against the trunk of this tree, I am going to slowly walk heel to toe, counting my footsteps until I reach the end of the branches, as far out as they go. So when I look up, I won't be able to see any more branches. All right, I'm here at the edge of the canopy. And I counted 20 steps from the trunk of the tree to here at the edge of the canopy. So I'm going to drop this green bandana to mark off where my canopy ends. This Douglas fir's roots travel at least 4 times as wide as its canopy underground. So if the canopy was 20 steps wide, how far do I need to walk to reach the end of the tree's root system? Pretty easy. Let's take 20 and multiply it by 4. What is 20 times 4? Well, I know 20 times 2 is 40. And I'm going to times that by 2 again to get 80. So 80 steps from the trunk out to the end of the root system. So now I get to go back to the trunk and count again out 80 steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 78, 79, 80! I'm gonna drop a blue bandana here at 80 steps to mark off how far those tree roots reach underground. Check it out! Look how far away my blue bandana is from the tree. That is how far this Douglas fir's root system is reaching out into the field. there's my little bandana all the way out there. This root system could actually spread even farther than that, up to 7 times the width of its canopy. The tree roots could even be as far as all the way up to the school. The root system goes in all directions, so all the way around the tree and deep down underground. Now it's your turn to go find a tree and see if you can measure out its root system. Then that will help you visualize just how far underground all the tree roots around you are spreading. Use the worksheet to record your findings, and you can even take a picture of yourself with your tree. Thanks for joining me today to learn about the magic of plants and their roots. It is almost springtime, which is a great time of year to get outside and check out what the plants are doing. What's growing, what's blooming. And maybe soon there'll even be leaves on our trees. See you next time.